Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into the Blue Collar Psychiatrist. Today we're going to talk about what I call unreliable people. How many of you in this audience have ever felt the agony of dealing with someone who was totally unreliable, totally scattered mentally, and someone who you just could not pin down? Well, that happened to me within the last few months. A little background. I had had a business relationship with this gentleman about a year ago. Everything was fine. And we had lunch together several times. And we enjoyed it. But then the business was finished, and he seemed to vanish. Since I enjoyed my time with him and we would have lunch, I called him several times, left messages, and received no return phone call. I said, well, maybe he doesn't respond to voicemails. I then proceeded to text him several times. No response. I did text him once, and he did respond a few days later, which I don't find to be acceptable, and said, we could get together at some point, but was not really reliable and not definite. About another month went by, and all of a sudden he pops up out of nowhere. When I say pops up, I mean I got a text from him. And in that text he said he would like to go to lunch with me, or even dinner, that day, the same day of the text, or the next day. Since he doesn't seem to answer phone calls, I texted him back that it was already too late in the day to have a meal with him today, and that we should shoot for tomorrow. He said, okay. And then it went back and forth 4 or 5 times as far as with texting, back and forth, where we're going to go, when we're going to meet, what restaurant we should go to. And this went back and forth, but with 2 or 3 hour gaps of no communication from him between the time that I had texted him and the time that I'm waiting for him to return my text. And now it's getting later in the day. So I figured, well, he'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow came, and this was an all-day affair. Same thing. And I just said to myself, even though I like him, he's not reliable. He's scattered. His brain is all jumbled up for some reason. I don't know, maybe he's under stress. But as I said before in other videos, we don't care why somebody is not responding. The bottom line is this: he is not available. He's not available. And that should be the end of it. Unfortunately, I let this go on longer than I should have because I had been friendly with him. Big mistake. You can't make exceptions for friends. Not this many times with back and forth, with 2 and 3 hour gaps in between communications. So ladies and gentlemen, I say to you this: if you see that you're dealing with somebody that's scattered like this, I don't care if they are a friend, then you just have to cut it off and say, maybe some other time we might get together and be done. Because it's just not worth the aggravation. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you to drink and drink abundantly from the fountain of life. See you next time!